Welcome. I'm Julie Jacky. I'm coach and EFT practitioner, and we are tapping on I forgive myself. Forgiving ourselves is a process. It might be different for every person, what that process looks like for each of us. What the process looks like for me, what the process looks like for you, what the process looks like for somebody else in your life, it may be different. And it is a process where we first need to start to open up to the possibility of being able to forgive ourselves. And when we open up to that possibility, opportunities to forgive ourselves, opportunities to reflect on our lives, opportunities come to us to forgive ourselves. So tonight we're opening up that door of possibility, the door of opportunity to start forgiving ourselves. And like I said, it is a process. So be kind and gentle with yourself as you go through this process. Now, I want to let you know what we're going to be doing. We're first going to do a brief meditation to get us grounded and connected in here and present. We are also going to, I'm going to take you through, awesome, Darla. I'm going to take you through an exercise to help you uncover some of the things that maybe you need to forgive yourself for. So if you haven't already, be sure to grab a pen and paper because you're going to need that, okay? And then after we go through that process, whatever you're willing to share in the comments that's coming up for you as I take you through the exercise, then we'll tap on that and we'll tap on that together. And so whatever words are in the comments is what we'll tap on. And if there isn't anything there, then I will tap on what comes to mind for me. But either way, we'll have an awesome experience opening up that door to self-forgiveness. All right, so go ahead and take a deep breath in and let that out. Take another deep breath in and let that out. And can you just give me a quick like or a heart to let me know you can hear me okay? I was having problems just a moment ago and I want to make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Are you able to hear me okay? I just want to make sure you can hear me before I continue on. So if somebody could, yes, perfect. Thank you. I was having problems earlier. Good. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and get the meditation started. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And let that out. Take another deep breath in. And let that out. And I'd like you to imagine that you have roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet. And go ahead and put both feet on the floor. Just press into the floor a little bit as you imagine those roots growing out. And those roots are growing right from the bottoms of your feet down into the earth. Deep down into the earth. All the way down, right to the center. And when you feel like you've reached the center of the earth, go ahead and tether the roots there so you feel nice and grounded and connected. And tonight we have a gorgeous purple light coming up. I'd like you to imagine a purple light coming up from the center of the earth, Coming all the way back up through the roots, all the way back up into the bottoms of your feet. And just imagine that purple light going into your ankles, up into your calves, touching every cell of your body, and just preparing it to release and let go and help you forgive whatever you need to forgive yourself for. Imagine that purple light going up into your knees and into your thighs and into your hips. I want you to feel your seat in the weight of the chair that you're sitting on. I just want you to feel that chair or couch or whatever you're positioned on. I want you to feel it supporting you. Another way for you to feel grounded and connected. And take another deep breath in and slowly let that out. And imagine that purple light going up your spine and up through the center of your body, all the way up into your shoulders and your neck. And go ahead and relax your shoulders. Just drop them down and let them go. Whatever tension you have there from the day, just go ahead and release that. And imagine that purple light going up into your jaw. And drop your jaw down, let it go. Drop your tongue to the bottom of your mouth and relax them both. Let the tongue just fill up that space in your mouth. And take another deep breath in and let that out. And imagine that purple light going up into your cheeks and up into your eyes and your eye sockets. And I want you to relax all the little muscles that are holding your eyes in place. Just let them relax. Release them. And relax them even more. And I'd like you to imagine that purple light going up through the top of your head, out the crown chakra. And I'd like to invite in all resources and all dimensions that are here to serve us for our best and highest good. And whatever that is for you individually and for us collectively, for the people that are watching this now and the people that will be watching on replay, for all of us here. And specifically, I'd like to call in Jesus of Nazareth, who brings in the light and the highest and best resources so we know that they're here for our good and our best intention. And I'd like to invite in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. I'd like to invite in our healing teams and guides. And I want you to feel free to invite in whoever you're feeling like you would like to invite in to join us. So go ahead and take a moment to do that. And take another deep breath in and let that out. And I just invite all that we've called in to help us have the perfect memories, thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations in our bodies. Help us to come to a place where we can open up to the possibility to forgive ourselves for the things that we've done in our life that maybe we feel shame or embarrassment and certainly aren't proud of. Just help us open that door to forgive ourselves. And go ahead and take another deep breath in and let that out. And I want you to take your hands and rub them together and bring them up over your eyes and spread your fingers slowly apart. Open up your eyes, slowly move your hands away and come back into the room that you're in. All right, so forgiveness is a big topic, and last week we were working on forgiving others. This week we're working on forgiving ourselves. And like I mentioned at the beginning, forgiveness is for sure a process. And so we're going to open up the doors to start forgiving ourselves right now. If you haven't already, go ahead and grab a pen and paper because you're going to need that for the exercise I'm going to take you through. So we're going to go through an exercise to uncover the different things that we need to forgive ourselves for. And then we're going to start tapping on that together. So grab that pen and paper. And I know that we just came out of a meditation and are feeling good. And I just want you to trust this process because we're going to start moving into a yucky feeling. Because sometimes that's what we have to go through first in order to forgive ourselves. And so with your pen and paper, I would like you to start writing down all the things that you need to forgive yourself for. I want you to think about all the things that you've done in your life that you are not proud about, the things that you're feeling shame about. Go ahead and start jotting some things down. And, you know, I don't care if this is something that you did last week, or it's something you've been doing your whole life, or it's something you did as a kid. Whatever is popping into your mind, write it down. So when you're a kid, do you steal something at the candy store or shoplift with some friends? Write that down. Were you mean to somebody on purpose? And you remember exactly all the details? You're not feeling too good about it? Go ahead and write that down. Did you lie, cheat, steal? Did you cause physical harm to somebody or something? Go ahead and write those all down. Just get them out of your system. I know it's not feeling good to like admit these things, but it's a necessary part of the process that we first have to acknowledge what we did. Now I want you to write on the list the thing that you've been avoiding, that you don't really want to acknowledge, the thing that you're shoving off to the side and ignoring and pretending that didn't exist or happen. I want you to write that down, because that's the one that you really need to forgive yourself for. This is a process of digging deep and getting honest with yourself. It's hard work to do sometimes, but it's so important and so freeing once you get through to the other side. So I want you to take a deep breath in. If you're writing, go ahead and keep writing. We're going to move into the next part where I want you to review the list. What have you written on the list? I want you to scan through the list, and I want you to circle the top 3 that like are the worst. And now that you've circled the top 3 that are the worst things that you've done, I want you to look at those 3 items, and I want you to notice how you feel inside as you read each of them one at a time. So read the first one, whether it's you lied to somebody and something horrible happened as a result, and notice how you feel inside. How does your body feel, and what's the intensity? Just pay attention to how intense that is. And go ahead and do the same thing for the second one. Just read out loud, if you can, what that is that you did, and notice how you feel inside, and notice the intensity of that. And do the same thing for the third one. Go ahead and read that out loud, And notice how you feel inside and what the intensity is of that. Calling your attention so you can have this awareness around the body sensations and how you're feeling, but also because I want you to then put a star by the one where you had the most intense sensation. So go ahead and put a star by that. And now I want you to go ahead and write down, when you say that one out loud, where do you feel that in your body? Where's the sensation? Is it in your throat, your heart, your gut? And what does it feel like? Just write down some descriptor words like it's throbbing in my throat. It's pounding in my gut. I feel like I have a knot. I feel like I'm going to throw up. And then measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it all. 10, it's super intense. You're somewhere on that scale. A number is going to pop up in your mind, and I want you to go ahead and trust that number. It's your body speaking to you and giving you information. So go ahead and trust that number and write it down next to that sensation. And then I want you to read that one more time out loud. And I want you to notice what emotion you're feeling. This is yucky stuff. A lot of times we feel shame, embarrassment, humiliation. I want you to be honest with yourself and write down what that emotion is. And if it's more than one, go ahead and write down all of them. Because usually there are multiple emotions going on when we have something that we just don't feel like we can forgive ourselves for. So write that down, whether it's 1 or 5. But I want you to notice which one's most intense. And we're going to measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. So just notice, is it shame that's most intense? Is it disappointment? Is it embarrassment, humiliation, whatever you wrote down, which one is most intense? And I want you to measure that one on a scale of 0 to 10. You can actually measure all of them on a scale of 0 to 10 because sometimes we get tricked. We think, oh, the shame is like a 3 and the embarrassment's like an 8. But when you actually measure it and check in with yourself, the shame's a 10, but you were kind of stuffing it down. So go ahead and measure the different emotions on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it all. 10, it's super intense. Do that for each one. And then if you can put in the comments, I don't want you to, you can share if you would like what that you did that you need to forgive yourself for, but you don't have to. We can keep it generic by talking and focusing on the sensations in your body and the emotions that came up, and then we can tap on those. So if you want to do the sensations and tell me where you are on a scale of 0 to 10 and the emotions, just put that in the comments and then we'll tap right on that. All right, I know it takes a little bit, like there's a little delay between the comments that you put in and when they show up. So we're gonna go ahead and start tapping. And Patty, guilt at a 7 and you feel it in your throat. Good awareness. We're gonna go ahead and start tapping right on what's coming up for you, Patty, and then Darla, if you're here, or if anybody else is here, go ahead and pop in the comments what emotion and where it is in your body, and we'll tap on that. So go ahead to the top. I feel so guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. And you're repeating after me and you're saying this out loud. Out loud is always better than just saying it in your head. Guilty, guilty, guilty. And you know the importance of saying things out loud, because there's been a time in your life where you have needed to talk to somebody and you planned this conversation in your head. And then when it came time to actually talk to them, the words did not come out exactly like you thought they would, right? Good. So we have judgmental, tight throat, tight in my chest, heavy heart. So you guys have a lot of heaviness. Good. We want to clear that out. So like I was saying, speaking out loud is super important. So I feel guilty and judgmental. I'm being judgmental. Guilty and judgmental. And I feel it right in my throat. So I want each of you to lean into the sensation, whether it's in your throat or your chest or heart. I want you to lean in and feel what it feels like. So often we want to avoid it. We don't want to feel it. And we need to feel it. We need to feel it in order to get through it. Darla, I see you added shame. Yeah, that's usually a big one with forgiveness. So keep leaning in and feeling the tightness in your chest, the heaviness in your heart, the stuff going on in your throat. And repeat after me, all this shame. Shame, shame, shame. All this guilt. Guilt, guilt, guilt. All this judgment. Judgment, judgment, judgment. I feel it in my throat, and I feel it in my chest. All this guilt, shame, and judgment. It feels so heavy. It feels heavy and tight. I want you to keep tapping right in the spot that you're tapping on, and I want you to take a deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And slowly let that out, very slowly. Like your exhale should be longer than your inhale. Just slowly let that out. We're just helping assist the energy release. I can feel all this tension in my throat with what's coming up for everybody. Go ahead and take another deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly, as far as you can go. And slowly let that out. All right, I'm going to have you stop tapping for a moment, and I want you to check back in with how you're feeling now. So I want you to go back and read whatever you wrote that you put a star by of what you're having a hard time with, what you need to forgive yourself about. And I want you to notice how you're feeling about it now. Notice where the sensation is in your body. Is it in the same place, or did it move somewhere else? And I want you to measure the intensity of it on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. So if the guilt and judgment and shame reduced, your number went down. And just notice if the guilt or judgment or shame shifted to something else. The intensity could go up, but it could have shifted to something else. So just notice that. and put a new name to it if you need to. And I want you to notice, where is it in your body? Is it still in the same place, or did it move to somewhere else? And go ahead and put your new information in the comments. And since we got on late, I'm just going to hang out a few more minutes so we can tap another round. And if you need to go, I certainly understand. I apologize for the technical difficulties I had earlier. But if you can hang out, we'll tap for another couple minutes and check back in and get a final measurement and assign you homework. Shifted to shame at a 3, and it's still in your throat. And Joe, you're yawning. Good. So yes, if you're yawning, coughing, burping, sighing, all that is helping you release. You could sneeze. You could just feel emotion behind your eyes. You could feel like you want to cry. Tears could come out. All that is your body releasing. So Joe, are you still feeling judgmental, or did that shift to something else? And we're going to start tapping again. All this shame. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on me. Shame, shame, shame. I feel it in my throat. I feel it in my chest. All this shame. And I want you to pay attention to the sensation in your body. I want you to lean in and feel it. Really feel it. So if it's in your throat, I want you to feel what it feels like and stay in that space in your throat. If it's in your chest, I want you to feel that sensation in your chest. Wherever it is in your body, I want you to lean in and feel it. We're not trying to avoid this any longer. It's time to deal with this. It's time to work through it. And the way to work through it is by admitting to yourself what is going on. The way to work through it is by feeling it. The way to work through it is by acknowledging it, all while tapping. All this shame. I don't even know if I can forgive myself. I don't even know if I can forgive myself. I want to forgive myself, but I don't know if I can. Because what I did is pretty bad. I feel all this shame. I'd like to forgive myself. But it's so shameful. I want you to take another deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And I want you to slowly let that out, very slowly. And do that again, all the way down to the bottom of your belly, a deep breath in. And slowly let that out. It helps your body to clear that and release it. You can stop tapping. We're going to check in one more time, and then you're going to have some homework. It's a good thing because you're working on your stuff, okay? So I want you to tune into your body and notice how you're feeling when you think about the thing that you couldn't forgive yourself for, the thing that you starred, the thing that was most offensive, the worst thing. I want you to think about that and notice where it is in your body now. What's the sensation you're feeling? Is it still in your throat, or did it move to somewhere else? And then I want you to measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it all. 10, it's super intense. So go ahead and measure that, where it is in your body and what the intensity is. And then I want you to think about that thing again that you need to forgive yourself for, that you're not sure if you can or not because it was so bad. And I want you to notice the emotion around it. Is it still shame, guilt, and judgment? Or did it shift to something else? Patty, I see your numbers are moving down. Shame at a 1, still in your throat. So you're getting there. We're getting close. Good awareness. So whatever you're writing down right now is exactly what your homework is. You need to keep tapping. This is just starting the process to open up the doors to the opportunity to forgive yourself. We hardly even tapped on forgiving because we needed to tap on what the thing was and how you're feeling about it first, and then add in the forgiveness part of it. Yawning, 2, feeling less judgmental. Good, Joe. Nice shift. Good. So you can rewatch this video because I'm going to save it, and you can, hey, Jason, you can keep tapping along with this to get yourself to a 0. But the other thing that I really want you to, Darla, shame still in the chest at a 5. Okay. And you were a 7 before. So you're shifting. You just really need to lean in and feel all that yuckiness of the shame that you have. Just lean in and feel that. And all the things that you don't want to say out loud, that you don't want to admit, those are the things that you need to say out loud and you need to admit. You need to open that up and free it, because the truth always sets us free, and that truth then helps us be able to move to that place of forgiveness. So the other piece that you can do while you're tapping on this is have a little argument about forgiving yourself. So I forgive myself. No, I don't. I can't forgive myself for this. It's so horrible. Yes, I can. I want to. Well, I don't know how to. Like, just have an argument with yourself so you can work and move towards that forgiveness. The other thing I want you to do is go back and look at that sheet of all the things that you wrote. You had that, like, the top 3 worst offenders, and notice how you're feeling about them. Notice how you're feeling collectively. Did they shift a little bit as you shift the worst one? Did the other ones start to shift too? Just notice that, because a lot of times we don't have to tap on everything. We can put it all down on paper and tap on the top couple of worst offenders, and that helps knock out the other stuff, so we don't have to work on every little thing. So just notice that. So that's your homework, you guys. Watch this replay as many times as you need to. You can skip past the meditation and go right to the tapping part to help guide you. And please comment and let me know, how is it going? Are you able to release that? Do you get stuck? Do you need my help? Please tag me and I'm happy to assist you. I also want to let you know you can invite friends to this tapping group. But if you do that, please send them a link to the group. I will post that up in the top segment where I wrote about the forgiveness. I'll add the link there so you can copy that and paste it in a message to your friend and invite them. So what they can do is join the group on their own. I don't like it when people add people to the group without their permission. Also, if you haven't already, go out to Julie Jacky Coach Facebook page and you want to like that. That is the space that I inspire you. I have you think about new things, and I like to fill up your head with the good stuff. If you're already like that and you know some other friends that might like it too, go ahead and invite them to like it as well. I am trying to spread good out into the world and fill our Facebook feed with good stuff. So Also, the last thing is if you haven't picked up your top 10 tapping tips on juliejacky.com, you'll want to do that. I just recently updated them. And so there is great info that will help you. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to post them in our group. I'm here for you to help you and guide you on your tapping journey. As stuff comes up for you, you might have questions. How do I tap on this? What do I do? What do I say? Please ask me, tag me on the post. I'm here to help you and serve you, okay? You guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight, and keep on working, keep on tapping, clear this stuff out. You guys have a good night. Thank you.